Basilica for the visitation. And right now, WSBT 22's Kristen Bean joins us live from the Notre Dame campus. Kristen, those visitation hours will continue through the morning. It's really just the start of a day devoted to Father Ted, and a lot of people are talking.
Absolutely. Students, staff here at Notre Dame, even people from the community are allowed to come and pay their respects to Father Ted for his visitation up until 10 o'clock this morning. Now, we're told that the dorm buildings have each been assigned a time to go through the Basilica and pay their final respects. And each hour on the hour, different dorm buildings have arrived. We actually saw a building, it must have been a girls' dorm, because several women filed past us, many holding candles. We're told students have filed in, taken a few moments to pay their respects to Father Ted, and then have sat in the Basilica for a while to just pray and reflect. Many people we've talked to never met Father Ted, but say his impact on this campus is just, too deep to measure. And in fact, we also talked with a gentleman who drove all the way here yesterday to visit and pay his final respects to Father Ted today as well. Take a listen to what those people had to say.
Father Ted was a wonderful, inspirational, humble man, and a wonderful example to all of us.
Even though I didn't know him, it's just obvious how much of an impact he's made on the university, and I mean, it's been so great here so far. It felt right to pay my respects.
And there are so many stories that we've been hearing over the past couple days and several days from not only people who knew Father Ted, but from people who didn't, to talk about the impact that he's had on this world and this community. Again, visitation hours here go, they started last night at 9 and they will go until this morning at 10 o'clock. Students will still be filing through up until that time, and the community is also welcome to attend. As of 5:30 last night, we learned about 1,300 people had visited Father Ted and paid their final respects. We hope to get an updated number here soon. On Notre Dame's campus, I'm Kristen Bean, WSBT 22 News.
Kristen, thank you very much. The funeral mass for Father Hesburgh is 2 p.m. today at the Basilica at Notre Dame. And Suzanne, the public visitation is still going on.
And it will be for many hours, Rick. Hundreds of people have been through the doors of the Basilica today, remembering a man that impacted not only the Notre Dame and South Bend community, but the world. Dozens of people gathered today, and students outside the Basilica, to say goodbye. Many of them told me they did not know him, but knew of his legacy to the university and the world. Some did have the chance to meet him, like Katie Page, a sophomore at Notre Dame. She met him when he spoke to her class last year.
We had Father Hesburgh come in, and he just kind of talked to us about what it means to be a part of the Notre Dame community, and it was really powerful, and you could just tell that he was an extremely influential man.
Since Father Hesburgh has passed away, we've been hearing a lot about his accomplishments, and I've always known that Father Hesburgh had made a big impact in my life without me knowing it, by allowing women to come to Notre Dame. And my mom was a part of one of the first classes of women to come through Notre Dame. But that almost seems like a small thing in comparison to everything else that we've heard about him and everything else with his legacy.
The visitation for Father Hesburgh is expected to last through the entire night tonight, all the way until 10 o'clock tomorrow. Then there's a list of services on our website at WSBT.com with all of the services, the funeral mass, and more information on there as well. Rick.
Now, Suzanne, you mentioned students will be going to the Basilica all night.
They will, starting in groups at 9 o'clock. Several groups from residence halls, graduates, undergraduates alike, have allotted time slots all the way through the night, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., all the way until 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, to remember Father Hesburgh, and to remember all of this is about coming together as a community, a message that really resonated with many of the students I spoke with.
All right, Suzanne Spencer live tonight at Notre Dame. Suzanne, thank you.
Police in Elkhart say 3 people are hurt after a crash involving a pickup truck and an SUV. It happened at Main Street and Hively Avenue. Police say the pickup was headed east on Hively when it ran a red light and slammed into the SUV coming the other way on Main Street. The driver of the truck was taken to a South Bend hospital with unknown injuries. The driver and passenger in the SUV went to an Elkhart hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, police say at this point in the investigation, it does not appear alcohol was a factor in this crash.
I want to start with this video. What a beautiful evening. A lot of people out fishing on the river. Look at the sunset there. This was in downtown Mishawaka. Just a great way to end the first day of April 2015. Here's a look at satellite radar.
Crews in Elkhart County were out for hours today trying to put out a brush fire in a 5-acre cornfield near County Road 26 and County Road 1. The owner of the field said it started when he tried to burn some garbage. This was one of the several brush fires crews responded to throughout the county just today.
5 at Four Winds Field right now. Suzanne, when are the players expected to arrive?
Rick, they're expected to get here in about 15 or 20 minutes. As you can imagine, the management team, players, fans alike, everyone is anxiously awaiting their arrival. There's about 28 players headed our way, as well as a management team of 8. And many of them haven't ever seen the field or even the locker room. We got to take a look inside that locker room. Here's a look that we just got to see minutes ago. We've seen parts of the locker room throughout this whole process, but today all the nameplates and finishing touches are complete. A few people are starting to gather outside here to welcome the players, management team, and everyone. And after getting off of the bus, they're going to head down to the locker room to see all the jerseys, all that fun stuff, and then out to the field. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these players haven't even seen the field, any of this. So this will be their first time seeing the field, seeing all of this, meeting a lot of these people. We'll be here to document all of their first impressions for you. And we'll, of course, have the latest on that at WSBT 22 News at 11 following that championship game. Of course, keep up to date on social media online as well. Live from Four Winds Field, Suzanne Spencer, WSBT 22 News.
What are you most proud of?
Can I do 2 things?
Sure.
Number 1, I'll invite my guests to take their shoes off and walk on the grass. To feel this grass between your toes is like no other experience. The second is the Performance Center. The Performance Center. I want to take you.
Okay.
I want to take you guys to the Performance Center. You've got to see this building.
Let's go.
Sitting at Four Winds Field, watching his brand new South Bend Cubs on a brand new playing surface take on the Irish in an exhibition game marked the end of a really long day for Andrew Berlin on Tuesday, a day that started in Miami for a business breakfast and included a business lunch in Chicago before making his way to the ballpark. That's a lot of miles, but symbolic of the kind of distance Coveleski Stadium has come, along with the interest from the community since Berlin became the owner in November of 2011. Starting his 3rd season owning and running South Bend's minor league baseball team, Berlin says his goal for the year is to double attendance from last year and do it the old-fashioned way.
It starts with the parking, starts with walking to our turnstile, through our concourse, to the seat, to the concessions, back to their seat, to the team store. Every touch point they have with anybody who works for my organization, I want to be surprising and delightful. And if that adds up to a thrill, more and more people will come to this ballpark.
From the splash pad and the play area to the tiki hut and the inflatables, it's all about the experience for Berlin. But on the field, getting the Cubs affiliation is huge.
Now with the Cubs here, you have an emotional attachment to the logo, to the bear, to the Cub, and that has had such an amazing effect.
And Berlin's goals for this season may mean even more of an investment could come.
If we could double attendance over last year, we'll be getting close, a little over 400,000, but we're going to have to probably add seats to, to continue that kind of success. But I'll never be satisfied.
Now, the first pitch happened just seconds ago, and it looks like the weather may cooperate here at Four Winds Field tonight, but there are no guarantees on Thursday. So if you are one of the many people that has a ticket for that game, it's recommended you bring a poncho and maybe even a towel to wipe off your seat if the rain comes. Reporting live at Four Winds Field, Zach Crenshaw, WSBT 22 News.
Look at this. This was tonight.
That was awesome tonight.
It really was. I tried to look up and see it, but then I sneezed, so that was no good. Full moon, micro moon. It was actually the smallest full moon of the year. So certainly great video. Thanks to our photographer, Tim, for taking that for us. Want to show you temp.